Craig, old friend, I'm glad to welcome you to Homekeepers.
Thank you.
This is your first time on this program, isn't it? You were on some of the others in years past.
In the mid-90s, yes, late 90s.
Craig is the founder of the Fruit of the Spirit product, and you've heard Deborah Ray talk about it, and Deanna Naylor, and Dr. Young, and all. And so I thought maybe you would want to meet the gentleman who came up with the idea. And I've known you a long time, but I went on the web and learned that you got an undergraduate degree from Southern Methodist University's Cox School of Business, but also, is it pronounced Wharton?
The Wharton School of Finance, an MBA.
Do you know that that's where Donald Trump sends his kids?
I know. And Donald Trump went there. Yeah.
I was impressed.
Well,
and you got an MBA from there?
I did.
Oh, congratulations.
Well, thank you.
And then another thing I appreciated in reading more about you than I knew was your strong regard for your grandparents, your parents, what you're trying to instill in your sons. That's very, very, very commendable. It's good to look back and see, what did Grandma do for me? What did Grandpa?
Yes.
And they usually had a great influence.
They sacrificed, and things they did, I've received the benefit for. And I think we've got to do that for our children and our grandchildren.
And you believed that the Lord spoke to you. You were in Lakeland Church.
Lakewood Church in Houston, Texas.
Lakewood Church, Joel Osteen is the pastor. And that the thought came to you to develop a product to kind of target Christians so that they would live a healthier life, but also to, through this, to channel revenue to ministries. It had a twofold purpose.
Correct.
Do you remember exactly when and where? I know where that happened, but
absolutely.
It was profound to you.
The Lord spoke to me there. And before, well, I grew up a Christian. I'd say I was a baby Christian, and I've learned to walk, deeper into Christ, and to get. I'm surrounded by people like you, great friends that are strong, and I've learned so much from. And as I went, to Lakewood, virtually every time I was there, I would feel the Lord speak to me in some way. And the first time it was very unique. 15,000 people, as you know, go there. And they do 3 services, so that's 45,000 in a weekend. And it just so happened the first time I went there, I went early and I just ran into a lady, and I always speak to everybody, Arthelene, and I just saw this lady walking around. I was walking around, hi, and she said hi, and come to find out as we walked around, and she said, well, are you from out of town? I said, yes, ma'am, and she said, well, come sit with me. And so she went one way, I went another, and I said, well, okay, and then I turned around, because, if somebody said I'm going to do something, I'd do it. 3 steps later, I said, well, where do you sit? And she said, oh, I sit on the front row. I'm Joel's mother. And I did, and we got to know each other. She took me to lunch. We became great of God's people.
Well, I knew if Deborah Ray said it was okay, that I would go with her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's why we wanted to get the finest ingredients that are native to the Mediterranean region and minerals from the Dead Sea. We put all the talent that we had. We spent 12 years developing a liquid nutritional. Over 31 companies have copied that. So when Fruit of the Spirit came to me in that church, I already had the team. It took 2.5 years to put this together. People all the time now of that quality level are coming to us, and that's what it's about, because they can reach more people. The money that comes in off of this goes out to those missions to bring more people to Christ. And at the end of the day, Arthelene,
it's just
all you and I have.
It's a win-win.
It is a win-win.
Hey, thank you. I really did want the audience to understand kind of the nuts and bolts of it, and to feel your heart on it. And thanks for coming by.
Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate that.
You're always welcome here.
Thanks. Bye-bye.